Okay, so I'd like to show you something that I learned over the last week in working with these NFTs on Solana. About 2 weeks ago, I don't know how many of you have been using Binance and trying to withdraw Solana from Binance, but about a week and a half ago, you couldn't withdraw any SOL from Binance, and it happened when there were a couple of big mints on the Solana network, NFTs. And it really sucked. I mean, basically, not myself, I also know a couple other people, we missed out on being able to participate in a couple of the NFTs on the Sol just because Binance wouldn't allow you to have withdrawals, and then the congestion of the network on Binance. And I was researching, going through Solana, going through basically all the dev forums and looking and just research to see, is there any way to be able to convert Ethereum into Solana without having to deal with an exchange at all. I found there was only one way I found to do it. I'm going to show you. So let's say I'm going here through Solana Art. This is just where you'll find a lot of the really awesome Sol NFTs that are on the market. So let's say I want to get, for example, a Rogue Shark, and I say, I'm out of Sol. I need to get a little more Sol, but I don't want to deal with Binance. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's go into Metamask and make sure that we have a little bit of Ethereum inside of Metamask. Okay, so I have a little bit of Ethereum here, and here's how we do it, right? So what you need to do is you need to make sure, so you need to have a Solana wallet, very quick and very easy to set up. I'm not going to take you through the steps to set up a Sol wallet. I mean, I have multiple Sol wallets. It's very easy. I prefer to use Phantom, but what you have to do is go to Solana.io. I could not get it to work just using the actual extension, the Sol extension. The only thing that worked is using this, just using the URL. You go here, and it's super easy. I couldn't believe it. So basically, I think over the last year, I guess the Solana team released this update to facilitate situations like I was just describing, so that we didn't have to rely on something like Binance to do this. So go to Solana.io, go right here to Sol. So first thing, double check your address, right? So here's the Sol address. You don't have to use this address. You can really use any Sol address you want. Click here on Receive, right? So if you notice here, there's now an ETH button, right? So you just, on this little ETH tab, just click on ETH. Well, the first thing you want to do is just double check the address. I'm just going to use the default address, but you can really use any deposit address you want for the Sol. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to convert some ETH from the MetaMask into Sol. And we're going to do it right here. So click on the ETH tab. So if you notice here, the transaction fees for ETH are high, but it's probably not going to be, by the time I actually do the conversion, it usually ends up being much cheaper than what it's estimating for the fee. Also to notice here is the max you can do is 0.1 ETH. You can do one, then you can do another, but for some reason the max that you can do right now is 0.1 ETH. And you notice here, just native is going to be converted to Sol via MetaMask. So what I'm going to do here is I already double checked it, right? So I double checked here to make sure I had a little bit here, a little bit of ETH here. I got 0.1. So I'm going to go here. I'll just go to 0.05 ETH that I'll convert. So just go over here to convert. And it says, okay, if you notice here, the transaction fee, that's actually pretty good for the numbers I've done, $12.99 is pretty good for the, it's usually, it fluctuates, but I did it earlier and it was higher than that. So now it's basically, that's it. Now I'm just waiting for it to confirm on Etherscan, and once it completes, and it could take, sometimes it could take like 10 minutes or so. And once it completes, it'll basically just deposit right to wherever that location is, and you're all set. And what's great about this is, you don't have to deal with whether it's Binance or, it's not even the fact of just picking out any particular exchange. It's just if you're, let's say you are trying to, when these NFTs mint, sometimes they mint and they go right onto the exchange. And sometimes it's better to get these especially recently, because the Sol NFTs have kind of been correcting a little bit recently, and they've been dropping in price. a lot of these have been almost better to just wait till they get onto the market, but they pop on so quickly, and you need to get you're trying to convert your SOL, you're trying to get it from the exchange, and so I found for me this has been very convenient. It's the only way I know so far. I mean, there might be some other ways to do it quickly, just directly, but I haven't seen, this seems to be the quickest way. You see how, if you notice here, it says doing the confirmations. So the confirmations take anywhere from 10, 15 minutes. It happened like 5 minutes yesterday, but I just kind of wanted to share this and make sure if anybody was going through the same thing I was going through, that there is one way. There might be other ways as well, just directly without having to deal with, and there's also these different, conversions to help you go from chain to chain, but I felt like this was probably one of the quickest and easiest, so I just wanted to share that. All right.